Now listen, if you're about to head right into the comments after clicking this video to type, you're literally just copying Lord Roy's exposed video style, I just have one thing to say to you. You're absolutely right, 100%. Yes, I am. Just look, I'm a big fan, and this is the only way I know how to express myself about this movie, okay? Sue me. Please don't sue me, Lord Roy. I'm so broke. I need that money for the master's degree. I do not have a single problem with Rachel Zegler playing Snow White. I do not give a flying hoo-ha that she's Latina. What I do care about is why she's staring directly into my soul right now. Did Jonathan Demme direct this? Stanley Kubrick? No. So stop staring at me, please. I'm fragile.
This was my father's kingdom.
Just your father's? What about your mother's? Wasn't she queen? And look, them staring down into the wishing well, just like in the animated film, it's cute. But since she was staring into the camera earlier, she got me thinking about Jonathan Demme, and now they look like Buffalo Bill. So thank goodness they cut away into the fakest garden I've ever seen. Let's go!
A place of fairness.
Get it? Do you guys get it? It's fairness. Fairness because she's the fairest of them all, and there's multiple meanings for fair. It's genius, I say, genius. Now buy our popcorn buckets, I beg of you.
But the queen.
This might be the saddest ballroom I've ever seen. It not only looks cramped as hell, but it's ridiculously dark. And look, I would say you could see everyone because of their bright clothing, but you can't tell it's bright clothing for the life of you because for some reason, every fantasy film ever has to be desaturated and beige up the wazoo, and I blame you, David Yates. And speaking of lighting, where is this light coming from? There's no window or opening there, and the candles sure as hell aren't reaching up that far. What, did the Ghost of Christmas Past 2005 edition show up a few hours early for the Queen? What is this? Wow, I wish I could tap an ordinary emerald jewel and have it play the ding sound effect you hear every time someone winks in a cartoon. I could fool everyone into thinking they were getting flirted with. Did you just wink at me? What? No, I'm staring at you right now. But I heard the sound effect!
Changed everything.
I'll say she changed everything. This used to be the bathroom in the upper right tower of the castle. And now look what she's done. The king dies, and she goes and turns it into some terrible Slytherin common room knockoff. Now the servants have to go back downstairs to piss. They're pissing on the stairs, queen! What was the point? I don't know which is more criminal about this shot. The fact that there's still barely any color visible, or this guy's hat. And yeah, I know, people in real life used to wear this kind of hat, but that doesn't change the fact that it's ugly, and therefore a crime to my eyes. Why do the Queen's rings here sound like a whole set of wind chimes? They should be clicking against each other when she makes that stimming motion, not jingle bell rocking.
Take him away!
Your Majesty.
What did you say?
This line of dialogue is clearly edited into this scene from an entirely different scene based on the sound quality change alone. And the last time I saw a trailer do that, it was for Megamind Rules. So thanks a lot, movie, for reminding me of Megamind Rules. Y'all suck.
The people need some kindness.
Actual footage of Mary and Bud talking to Trump on Inauguration Day.
You know, I really don't remember you being this...
Holy crap, she teleported herself into a dining hall to finish that conversation? Whoa, when she teleported Snow White back into the throne room?
Opinionated.
And now they're back in the dining hall? You know what? I've held back for too long. You know what's really happening here? Looks to me like a big load of witchcraft! Wait, what? I can't steal Lord Roy's entire bit? But the witchcraft is canon this time. Okay, fine, but I'm not changing my mind on this one. That woman's gotta burn. Also, if you didn't notice it before, I'm about to make you real mad by pointing it out here. The Queen's line, "I don't remember you being this opinionated," is clearly a very thinly veiled fourth wall break of Disney yelling, "Get it? Get it? Because the original Snow White wasn't opinionated and she had no character. That's why you, the audience, and the Queen don't remember her being opinionated, because she wasn't. Don't actually watch the original film to see for yourself. Just take our word for it and buy our freaking popcorn buckets. Oh, say, can you see?" Is that Pride Rock? Is that Pride fucking Rock?
Magic.
She was hiding the entire Disney Castle logo in her cloak. And in fact, in the lengthened film versions of that logo, we see that the Disney logo is accompanied by a whole-ass train and a big-ass boat. So she has the entire Disney Castle logo world under her cloak. And now that we know Pride Rock is also in the Disney Castle logo world, we know the entire plot of The Lion King exists within the Evil Queen's cloak. And where else does The Lion King take place? Africa! Which now means that Africa is entirely located within...
Mirror on the wall.
Remember when the Evil Queen's signature colors were purple and blue? And yeah, I've seen the posters. She is actually wearing purple. But what is this lair? Why is she trying to be Jeff Goldblum from Wicked now with this Emerald City Throne Room Temu edition looking lair? She doesn't even have the model train set. And she's not nearly as hot.
Who is the fairy?
I see she's a fan of Disney Plus's themed fireplace movies. Sure hope she never has to sue Disney for the loss of a loved one because she'll be out of luck. Is that what happened to the king?
Rest of them all.
You know what? I think people are overreacting about the costumes here. The crown especially looks fine to me. I don't see what the big issue is. Oh. Oh no.
Famed is thy beauty, majesty.
Holy crap, they just copy and pasted the mirror from the Shrek movies into this one, and then they scaled it into Google Photo Editor. How much money did they spend on this movie? This is not a movie. This is a wee shovelware cutscene. This is a rejected Robert Rodriguez villain model. A rejected one. Oh, I didn't realize the Infinity Gauntlet was part of a matching set. I guess the only way Thanos could have gotten it was with all those Infinity Gems in the TVA desk drawers. Still, he would have looked fabulous. Oh yeah, this is definitely what the original Snow White film was missing, an evil queen closet tour. I'm so glad we live in this era of film where people are finally getting to see what they want to see in the movies. Man, you know, I wish they'd make a new Smurfs movie with a brand new Smurf in it who's like an influencer. Oh, let's go!
With a lovely maiden I
Okay, why is this guy, who is clearly going to be the so-called prince, even though apparently us women can't have male love interests in fairy tales anymore without getting absolutely flamed for it, wearing a hoodie? A hoodie! Is he a sad medieval peasant or live-action Hiccup? Because one of those things I'm okay with, and the other one literally haunts my dreams.
now build.
That's all you're giving him? Damn, girl, I know the lore means you're working as a scullery maid right now, but you're still the princess. Peter Malark was dirt poor and also getting abused by his mom, and he managed to toss Katniss out a whole ass loaf. What are you playing at?
I look at you, and I just...
Not gonna lie, I do kind of love this shot of the evil queen watching Snow White and then turning away in a dramatic rage. It's very much like the original film, and it also reminds me of me every time I see the dwarfs in this movie. And we'll get to the dwarfs.
want to be the fairest of them all.
Look, I love that we're getting more scenes between the Queen and Snow White because they actually only share one scene in the original film, but hot damn, this is the third time they've used fair and fair adjacent words. We get it, we know what movie this is. I just realized a Vine boom would go perfect with this scene. Just give me like 10 seconds. Yep, there we go, fixed it. I really hate to sound like a Disney adult, but one of the most iconic images in the original film is the red box for Snow White's heart. Literally the easiest thing to replicate for film, and y'all made it white. And don't look at me and say, well, we thought it'd show up more on screen, because there are a heck ton of colors in The Wizard of Oz, and Dorothy's shoes show up perfectly. Now that I think about it, they basically did a reverse Dorothy shoes, except this time it sucked!
Evil. You must flee into the...
Oh boy, I can already hear the complaints now. Why did they make the huntsman black? Why not? Do you hate whimsy and fun? Okay, but if I could be kind of serious for a few seconds, as much as I of course have no issue with the huntsman being black, I actually think they cast a guy who looks exactly like the original cartoon. Look at him, he's got those big crazy eyes. I do have an issue with this trend of live action Disney remakes casting nearly all light-skinned actors and then only casting one dark-skinned person to play the nice character who is sympathetic towards the main character. I've never seen anyone talk about this, so I will. In Cinderella, the cast is entirely white except for the prince's assistant, who is black and always on the main character's side. In Beauty and the Beast, the entire town is white and hates Belle, but the one black character likes and stands up for Belle. Now, it seems like the entire main cast of this movie is light-skinned except for the huntsman, who is, again, the one character in the oppressive situation nice to the light-skinned main character, just like in the other two remakes I mentioned. At least the huntsman gets his own tiny arc in the original story, so he's already a well-established and well-written character. Given that they couldn't even make the box red, they might screw that up too. I'm just saying, a lot of the times it feels less like Disney is actually trying to break ground and repent of their racism than it does feel like virtue signaling. Like, look, all our black characters are cool people, we're not racist, we swear!
woods.
I was slowing this down to find the perfect screen cap to make a joke about when I realized there's a jarring cut from this CGI crane shot to Snow White standing in the woods. Seriously, slow it down and look closely. It's hard to notice, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. So these two shots are not the same scene. And if they are, then God help us all. In an earlier version of this video, I was going to defend the dress from all the haters because I really couldn't see how bad it was. But now looking at this shot, that yellow looks like urine, dude. Like, watch it slowly. It won't even become the right yellow until the Blues Brothers god starts shining down upon her.
My parents always said this forest was a magical place.
Okay, first off, I would die for this turtle. I mean, I'd die for any turtle, but this turtle in particular, I would die for him, no questions asked. The squirrel's making me feel somewhat unsafe, but that turtle, that's a good boy. But secondly, what do you mean your parents told you this forest was a magical place? As established, you only said this was your father's kingdom. Where is this parents' talk coming from? Okay, that bird really landed on her finger and then bounced. So does that mean we're not doing With a Smile and a Song? We'd better be doing With a Smile and a Song, because without that song, I shan't be doing any smiling, you hear? I appreciate the attempt to make the cottage look all magical and safe with the soft, heavenly orange and artificial lighting and all here, but are you seeing this tall grass? You know for a fact the dwarfs aren't doing the lawn mowing out here, and you know what that means. Tick City. It's Tick City out there. The queen won't even need to poison Snow White, because she's gonna drop of Lyme disease before she reaches the cottage door, for goodness sake. What in the Sam Benny Hill is this disgraceful woodwork? The nails are in an oval shape. They're not alongside the boards, so I guess those are just being magically held together. And in fact, they're only nailed in the center of the door. How did this happen? Did Grumpy need an outlet one day? Who did this?
Hello?
It's nice to know the dwarfs have the same floor tiles as the co-ed bathroom in my university house. My life has been greatly improved.
Anybody here?
Ooh, and right into varnished floorboards. This carnival really is magic. Look, no offense to the Tyrannosaurus Rex from Jurassic Park, because she is very gorgeous to me, but this shot is incredibly inaccurate because it doesn't feature a glass of water rippling with every step the dwarfs take. Therefore, it lures the audience into a false sense of security that what is marching towards them isn't the most horrifying thing they'll ever lay their eyes upon. Just like in the original film, these stairs are very dangerous. They have owls carved into them, which means they can now act as a conduit for Bob to enter the cottage from the Black Lodge. And yes, I know, the original film had owls on the stairs too, but this time the cottage is inhabited by actual CGI abominations of nature. So let's just say that Bob's gonna have a way easier time getting in, and we're gonna have way bigger problems than the poison apple. Between the red door, the short people, and the big tall pine tree over the ravine in the back there, I think this movie thinks it's The Hobbit. And that would be okay if I thought it was the Hobbit book. But, yeah, it ain't looking like the Hobbit book. Oh, God! Sorry. I keep thinking it'll get easier to look at, but it just doesn't. So unlike the original film, the dwarfs clearly have no idea that their house is being inhabited until they get inside, get in their pajamas, and get upstairs to their bedroom. Meaning that Snow White doesn't clean the house to surprise the supposed orphan children she thinks are living there. Meaning that A, Snow White now kinda looks like a jerk, and B, where were they keeping their matching Long John onesies? In the kitchen? You know, even when he's a CGI affront to God, Grumpy is still the realest dwarf of the whole bunch. That's how I'm feeling too, mate. Keep up the good work. Out of context, these frames could easily be put in a horror movie. Hell, in context, these frames could easily be put in a horror movie. Look at this!
It's a human.
What did you think I was?
Nothing. Ghost.
Happy, I'm gonna have to ask you to lower the pickaxe because this is not a part of you I want to be seeing right now. And is this the reason Disney refused to cast humans for this movie? Because they wanted the dwarfs to not be humans that badly in the lore? Literally nothing is taken away from the Snow White story if the dwarfs are just human little people. Like, have you seen Mirror Mirror? And also in the original movie, one of the things the dwarves say that they think is in the cottage is in fact a ghost. However, another one of the options that Sneezy throws out is that it was a full-on dragon. A dragon. Because Sneezy is basically and canonically the dumb one. It is very important to me that Sneezy is the dumb one. And meanwhile, he's now out here saying nothing. Like, you think he's smart enough to lie like that? Between this and the straight up disgusting anti-germ looking poster that they made for him, my guy is getting tarnished here. I was initially working on a live reaction video to the Whistle While You Work footage that was shown at D23 before my work got deleted. But just trust me on this, this scene sucks. Like, it's absolutely terrible. And now this trailer is reminding me that that video will never be made. Screw you, trailer. Hey, remember how in the original movie the whole point of the whistle while you work scene was Snow White cleaning the house with the animals? Yeah, I can confirm that the animals you're seeing right here are some of the only animals used in that scene. The majority of it is Dopey doing Olympic back handsprings. I'm not joking. I looked into hell that day, and soon all of you will know the feeling of the flames.
You'll be safe.
Whoever put Sleepy's face in the hydraulic press is going right into the Tick City grass, because that is criminal behavior right there.
From the Queen here.
Absolutely no disrespect to Rachel Zegler because she's clearly having the time of her life here, but this is the face every woman makes in an ad for period cramp medication while the announcer explains that the meds will give you an 80% chance of heart failure. So basically it fits perfectly for this movie, which might actually give you a 90% chance of heart failure every time the dwarfs show up.
The Queen's.
Her crown matches the tapestries. Nice. I need you all to know this is not an innuendo. This is a Mystery Science Theater 3000 reference, and if you don't know what that is, you have to fix that right now.
Stole everything from all of us.
Is this the entire kingdom? After that grand sweeping shot of the Queen above all those houses? This is like 60 people. Your kingdom is 60 people?
I'm gonna need your help.
All right, okay, let's tear off the Band-Aid and break this thing down. We got with us here today Dorito-shaped troll doll. That sketchy toy maker from the Nutcracker Seek and Find game. The Game Grumps played that one time. Rejected Spielberg Tintin. Queso. An Italian chef stereotype you find in a stock photo. What happens when you force trans people to conform? And Radagast the God Take Me Now.
It's time to restore our kingdom.
That scarlet cape is gorgeous, and I'm not gonna pretend for even 10 seconds that it isn't. But you know what's also gorgeous? The bright yellow cape from Mirror Mirror, which was done 13 years before this. And I wouldn't be complaining if you hadn't made the heart box white because you clearly don't mind using the color red! Hot damn, she restored that kingdom real fast. In the previous shot, she was standing in what looked like the ashes of that 60-person kingdom. And now it's bright, sunny, and it's thriving. Her feminist girl boss power is insane now. Is she in the savannah? Because it looks like she's in the savannah now. Wait, the savannah is in Africa. And we've established that the Lion King is in Africa. And we've also established that Africa is being held in the Queen's cloak. The Queen's cloak ate Snow White! Hey, they gave her the pretty little red bow she has. Too bad it'll have to go when she's in that forest because that's way too girly. Ladies and gentlemen and CGI abominations, please keep your enlarged cartoonish hands and feet inside the ride at all times and make sure the bar is secure around your strangely bulbous stomach. Thank you and enjoy the ride. Either these volcanoes have immaculate theater kid level timing or the dwarfs have rigged the entire mine to explode in certain places at their very whim. I take back what I said earlier. I don't think Bob is the biggest threat in that cottage anymore. Oh man, just a little further to the right. Come on, just tip a little further. Come on, please, I'm begging. I was just about to comment how pretty this shot is, and then I noticed this goblin in the corner here. Like, we can't even have 5 minutes anymore. Like, it's over. Oh my gosh, they got the bread boy in the hoodie and in a chain. A chain? He's one fabric piece away from being part of the Lonely Island. Hey, they got her in the classic purple fit. It's a real shame the Pepper Shaker squad over here is looking down. That's a tough dress. Hey, did you notice how they put comes to life right before showing Dopey? It's actually a pretty clever and subtle reference to the classic horror novel Mary Shelley's Frankenstein or the modern Prometheus, because Dobby here is also a cobbled together monster that has, as intended, come to life and is now wreaking havoc on everyone's eyes. I haven't mentioned it before because I really saw no place to bring it up until now, but all of the trailers for this movie have been focusing on this new song for Snow White, and it's clearly her new I Want song. Now, I haven't listened to it yet, so I can't say if it's good or not, but I have a sinking, sneaky suspicion that they're playing this song a lot because they've cut either Someday My Prince Will Come, I'm Wishing, or heaven forbid, both in favor of this one. Place your bets now, which girly song is going?
This is our kingdom, and now we're here to take it back.
You were saying.
The queen here allegedly says, "You were saying," and her mouth does not move. Editing! What is it? It doesn't exist! Her shaking her hair out of her face is dramatic and iconic and all, but you know what would make this way easier for her? If she had a cute little red headband to keep her hair out of her face while riding. But unfortunately, that would make it too girly! They kept the awesome dramatic cape swish from the original film, and we can't see it because the lighting is dog shit. I'm sorry, that's the evil queen's witch face? That's it? She looks like a polite, sassy Baptist potluck lady. And her hair is flawless. Like, look at that curl there. Look, man, okay, I hate the witch too. She's scary as hell, and the reason my parents rightfully wouldn't let me watch the actual movie as a kid, even though I loved the story. But, like, that's kind of the whole point, that she looks as evil as she is inside while proclaiming she's fairest in the land when she clearly isn't. But here she doesn't look scary or even evil, she just looks old. And you opted out of the metal skull-shaped potion imagery for a spirit Halloween decoration? Dude, that scene is freaking hardcore. Where are the balls, Disney? You used to have balls, and I'm not talking about the ones Anna's looking for in Frozen. Is this the Not Prince, the bread boy coming to save Snow White? I thought they were making a big deal about how this wasn't going to happen. What's the plot of this movie?
Dear?
I knew it. Those aren't fireflies or sunlight. That is fire. The cottage is burning down. Bob has been unleashed from the Black Lodge and the dwarfs are firewalking with him. This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill. Get Agent Cooper on the line right now. Oh gosh, I forgot! Oh great, and Voldemort found the cottage too? It's only a matter of time before Hans Gruber comes in, takes the 60-person kingdom hostage, and demands the dwarfs give him all the gems in the mines. It's probably already too late.
Did I frighten?
Knowing what we know now, this could literally just be Norman Bates as his mom again. Which would honestly explain why this witch is kinda... Hey, you know what I'm saying? Okay, look, now that I'm seeing the door... I suppose the nails weren't bad woodwork, it was just part of a weird design for the cottage. But that doesn't change the fact that it is utterly bizarre and makes no sense. And also, there is basically no reason for Snow White to look concerned. It's just an old lady. In the original, Snow White loses her mind because she's staring into the face of a spawn of Satan. This is a Costco woman. Well, at least someone's being kind about the hi-ho auto-tune. See, you say exclusively, but have you heard of a little thing called 123 Movies? No, you're right, you haven't. And you definitely won't see me there instead of in the theaters. Definitely not.